So for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to do this stitch here, which I call a spiral stitch with Viking knit. Now this is done with 6 stitches around, and it's actually really simple if you know how to do the basic Viking stitch. So I'm going to start with the way I start mine, which is with a little piece of leather that's got 6 holes punched in it, and I put it on the top of this needle, and for this I'm using this red wire. So we start it exactly where you would, and then just do a few rows of just a plain simple stitch around. If you're doing with leather, then it can be a bit fiddly to start with, but it works out quite nicely at the end. You just cut off the first row or 2 that you've made at the end. So if you don't know how to Viking knit, you go from the right to the left through the hole or behind a V, and you go over top of that wire that you've just pulled. So I've got back to the beginning, so going underneath, over top of all of those wires, and pull it tight. So now I'm just going to do a couple rows and then I'll get back. So I've done 4 rows from the beginning, and now we can start our pattern. So hopefully you can see this. Just zoom in a bit more. So I find to start this, it's easier to take it off this needle. So we're going to the right of the V as usual, under 1, and then up 3. 1, 2, 3 to the left, and then pull it through as usual, and then pull it straight down, so that this line from up there, that's going straight down, and make sure you hold it there with your thumb when you pull it through, because you don't want it to go across there, you want it to be around. And then we just keep doing that all the way around, and until you've got the longest, as long as you want. So one and up 3, might be easier to bend it. And pull it tight, but holding this side with your thumb, and you can also press down and then pull that straight down. I'll do it again. Under 1 and up 3. Pulled a bit too much. And pull that straight down, and we keep going. Now after you've done several rows and it's getting down your needle, you can pull it up, and you don't need a draw plate for this particular stitch. All you do is twist it, and once I've done a fair amount, I'll show you what I mean. we keep doing that all the way around. Pretty much that's the stitch. So you can see after a couple rows you can start to see the pattern of the long stitches on one side and the short on the other. And as you go, it'll start to spiral this way to the left, but not that strong of a spiral, but still enough to see what's happening. And then you'll end up with a spiral like this. And this is literally, start this off with, you know, all the gaps as usual, and then you just twist it the direction of the spiral and it'll get tighter. No need for a draw plate. And I don't actually use a draw plate. I just use either a mallet or one of these hammers, and I just, any bit that's a bit thicker, I just gently tap around and it smooths it out.